It seems like a lot of people stepped up and adapted during COVID and started that little business or that little side hustle that they've always wanted to do.
Yeah, most definitely.
What was your job beforehand?
So I was a chef on the Strip for a little while. So I was at Libertine Social for a minute. I was at Sage before that. So I kind of bounced around. I've been in Vegas for about 8 years now.
So you just had a nice secure job.
What's that? Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But you always kind of wanted to do your own thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
What made you want to do your own thing?
It was just kind of the drive of just seeing how successful other people can be, kind of doing it for yourself. And then just kind of realizing, for me, I'm not like a big corporate person. So realizing being in a corporate entity for a while and just kind of seeing how you're more of a number than you're actually valued as yourself
100%.
An employee.
Yeah.
So I was like, kind of like, I wanted to step away from that and like really value myself and work for myself and just kind of grow as myself.
Were your parents work for themselves, entrepreneurs? Or
no, so my family's, my side's kind of working in the system. My wife's side, they've been, her dad's a farmer and then her mom actually owns a little shop that's attached to their house. So they're both entrepreneurs on their side.
So she's seen a little bit of that on her side.
Exactly, yeah. For me, it's a whole new experience. So I pretty much went into all this going blind. Just like, this is what I want to do. Did some kind of a little bit of research here and there, and I was just kind of like, let's just run with it.
What was the family's thought? Were they like, for my family, it's all about that secure paycheck, secure job.
Most definitely.
Were they freaking out?
A little bit, yeah. It's like, especially like my dad, he's always like kind of, main guy with the system, following that, get a secure job. He's like, why didn't you just stay on the Strip? Do this. You got a good paycheck. And I tell him like the troubles that I've gone through, and I'm like, it's not worth it. And for him being like he worked for a company for 40 years. And then they laid him off, early retirement.
So what has the journey been? So you start the business during COVID?
So started the business. So we were actually started a little under the table. So I was kind of like selling out of my house, just, doing stuff.
Which, I mean, everyone does, right?
Exactly, yeah. You got to start somewhere. So you got to try, have people taste the product. And
so are you just, is it just you or you and your wife are just like making up like
So my wife helps me generally. I'm kind of pretty much all me running it right now. She does help me do the markets. She obviously helped me develop the recipes. Was my taste tester, telling me this is garbage, and then finally this is the one.
So yeah, she was pretty straight up.
How long
did it take you to get something like you're like, hey, this is
it took about 2 years.
Did it really?
Yeah. So yeah, it was the filling was like, there was so much research. There's so many recipes out there, and I'm like, none of them are true to like what a real patty is.
Gotcha.
So it was just kind of going through and developing.
Is just searching the internet and trying different things?
Yeah, searching the internet, just going to Jamaica. Yeah, R&D. Like we went down probably right after. It was right before COVID actually went down. It was the first time my family met her family, so it was super nice.
Okay.
But yeah, I ate patties probably every other day. Like I was going to patty shops, just getting 20 patties and ripping them apart, trying them. Yeah.
Did you try talking to other patty chefs and business owners?
Yeah, so it's actually kind of a cool thing that's actually developing now through social media and everything being connected, realizing like there's actually a patty community out there.
Okay.
Like Reggae in the Desert was a big festival that we did, and that was kind of one of my biggest challenges. I'm like, okay, it's a reggae festival, we're going to sell a bunch of these things. I've done a couple big events, but it's always been with someone else. So now it's like, I got to take the planning and do this all by myself. I got to rent the equipment. I got to figure out how I'm going to prep all this product, how I'm going to store it, doing the timelines, and then executing everything. So it's just like
stressful that you're enjoying the process.
Yeah. So
you're looking forward to the struggle.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like even the growth of like, okay, figuring out what's next, it can be daunting because it's like, okay, I wrote a business plan, but now I'm going to write another one. I'm going to do all this all over again. But it's like just once you start doing it and you're like, you start imagining that dream happening, like that's what that drive just keeps on going.
That's awesome. Yeah. And then in 2 years' time, you could be looking back like you got a brick and mortar.
Yeah,
you're looking back where you are today. You're like, hey, I'm so much further.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just seeing those steps and seeing other people grow and like chasing that with them and like doing. I don't know. It's just it's an adventure that like
it's funny,
just keeps on giving. Yeah.
Were you still running the business while you're down there?
What's that? So we just did more R&D while we were down there. I was kind of playing with a lot of foods down there, so it was great. So my wife, she's from the countryside. So back in her backyard, she has mango trees, cacao trees, all plantains, bananas. So I was pretty much back there picking fruits and just playing with recipes, talking with her neighbors on how they make certain treats and stuff. It was great to pick like cocoa pods and actually like ferment the cacao and roast them, and actually like ended up making my own chocolate from that. So just really learning with the stuff there.
what you're gonna sell.
Exactly, yeah, and just really get in touch with the ingredients and the flavors down there, and like to come back and make our product as authentic as possible.
How many would you say SKUs, or how many different flavors do you have of the product?
So right now we have 8 different flavors that we offer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what made you, why 8? Is there a demand? I know there's a thing, right? Some people like stick to like, say, In-N-Out.
Mhm.
They got 2 or 3 products and they're super successful, or they're at McDonald's and they got everything and anything.
Yeah.
And they're saying you're either got to be that one or the In-N-Out. It's very hard to be in between.
Exactly. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that, and where are you trying to go?
So for me, it's mainly to get the concept of that we're a patty shop out. So main people don't understand. So like a patty shop, and they have patties. They'll also maybe have like fried chicken or little stuff. So everyone asks us, so we'd also do jerk, but everyone always is asking us for rice and peas and curry goat and all that stuff.
Okay.
So for us to make a patty, it takes about 2 days just to produce like enough patties for like 1 day of service.
Okay.
So it's a lot of work to create them. So I want to get these flavors that everyone else asks for and get them into our patties to realize like patties is what we're focused on. You know, we're God patties, so that's what we do.
Okay.
So yeah.